You check your phone again. Nothing. You lock it, put it down, and pick it up again 10 seconds later. Maybe this time. Still nothing. You tell yourself it doesn't matter. It's just a message. But if it doesn't matter, why does your chest feel tight? Why does silence feel so loud? You saw them online. You know they were there. They saw your message. And now there's this gap between when you reached out and when they decided not to. And that gap, that's where your mind starts to spiral. At first, it's innocent. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they'll reply later. So you wait. You distract yourself. You open another app. You try not to think about it, but you always come back. And then, slowly, your thoughts start changing. What if I said something wrong? What if I was too much? What if they're losing interest? Now it's not about them anymore. It's about you. You start replaying the conversation. Every word, every pause, every message. You read between lines that don't even exist. You try to decode something that was never meant to be solved. And the more you think, the worse it gets. Because your brain isn't looking for the truth. It's looking for control. You want to understand why they're pulling away. Because if you understand it, maybe you can fix it. Maybe you can say the right thing. Be more interesting, more chill, less emotional. Maybe then they'll come back. So you adjust yourself. You type messages, then delete them. You rewrite them to sound better, less needy, less obvious. You try to become someone who doesn't scare them away. But here's what's really happening. You're slowly abandoning yourself just to keep someone who's already distant. And the scariest part? You don't even notice it, because every small reply they give you feels like relief, like a reward, like, okay, I didn't mess it up. And that's how the cycle begins. They reply. You feel good. They disappear. You feel anxious. They come back. You feel relieved again and again and again. This isn't connection. This is conditioning. Your brain starts associating them with emotional highs and lows. And those highs, they feel so strong because they're rare. If they texted you all the time, you wouldn't feel this attached. But they don't. They give you just enough to keep you hoping. And hope is what keeps you stuck. Because you're not chasing them. You're chasing the version of them. From the beginning, the one who replied fast, the one who cared, the one who made you feel seen. And your brain keeps saying, if it happened once, it can happen again. But what you don't realize is that version of them might not even be real. Sometimes people don't change, they just stop pretending. And now you're holding on to moments that don't match reality anymore. So you wait. You wait for them to text first. You wait for them to care again. You wait for things to feel like they used to. But while you're waiting, you ignore everything that's actually happening. The silence, the distance, the inconsistency. Because accepting the truth means letting go. And letting go feels like loss, even if what you're holding on to is already gone. So instead, you stay. Not because it feels good, but because leaving feels worse. And that's where most people get stuck, not in love, but in emotional dependency. You start measuring your worth based on how they treat you. If they reply, you feel okay. If they don't, you feel worthless. And slowly, your mood, your energy, your thoughts start revolving around someone who barely shows up. Read that again. You're giving your emotional stability to someone inconsistent, and deep down, you know it's hurting you. But you still check your phone because a part of you believes this time will be different. But let's be honest. How many times have you told yourself that? And how many times were you wrong? Here's the truth most people avoid. If someone wants to talk to you, they will. Not sometimes. Not when it's convenient. Consistently. You won't feel confused. You won't feel anxious. You won't feel like you're guessing. Real interest feels clear, not chaotic. So if you feel like you're constantly overthinking, constantly waiting, constantly unsure, that's not connection. That's a signal. A signal that you're investing in someone who isn't investing in you. And the hardest realization is this: you're not losing them. You're losing the illusion that they were ever what you needed. And yeah, that hurts, because illusions feel safe. They give you something to hold on to. But they also keep you stuck, because as long as you believe they might change, you won't move on. So, let me ask you something. How long are you going to wait for someone who already showed you they're not choosing you? Another day, another week, another year. At some point, you have to stop asking, why don't they care? And start asking, why am I trying so hard to be chosen by someone who already decided not to? Because the moment you understand that, everything changes. You stop chasing. You stop overthinking. You stop checking your phone every minute. Not because you don't care, but because you finally see things clearly. And clarity is what breaks the attachment. So next time you stare at your screen, waiting for their name to pop up, pause. And remember this: you deserve someone who doesn't make you question your place in their life, not someone who makes you earn it over and over again.